flame tore through the night like a blade through water, not from a throat, but from the river itself. The current convulsed, white foam exploding against the banks. Every hut in Riverbend shuddered. Dogs whimpered. Infants wailed without reason. The moon flickered behind a veil of cloud, as if afraid to witness what came next. Nia stumbled from her mat, hard hammering. The air burned cold. From beyond the hut came another cry. This one smaller, thinner.
This river
the kind
holds
that makes
many
blood
stories.
remember its own sins. She ran. Sand scorched her bare feet. Behind the hut, the bamboo cage quivered in the dark. The palm leaves shifted, and a glimmer spilled through silver, wet, alive. Inside, the mermaid writhed, belly round, tail splitting under the dry air. Her hands clutched the bars. Her mouth opened, and again the river screamed through her. The sound was agony and thunder, birth and death at once. It shook the sky. Oko burst from the doorway,
holds many
knife in
stories.
hand, eyes wide with the madness of pride. Nia turned toward him, voice breaking beneath the echo. You hear it, Oko? That's not her cry. She pointed to the river, trembling. That's the river calling her home. The morning rose dull and heavy, a sky of grey bruises pressing down on Riverbend village. Even the roosters crowed without conviction. Nia sat by the doorway, her hands idle over the calabash, eyes fixed on the river that refused to glisten. Behind the hut, bamboo creaked. The cage,
This river
Oko strutted
holds many
toward
stories.
it with a swagger born of arrogance and sleepless drink. His knife hung at his hip, freshly oiled, gleaming with his reflection. When he lifted the palm leaves, the scent of salt and sickness rolled out. The mermaid lay weakly, her eyes barely open. Her skin shimmered faintly like dying embers beneath ash. You see? He called toward Nia. Still alive. The gods themselves want me rich. He was not alone. Two figures approached along the narrow sand path, Bulma and Tari. His drinking
This river
companions,
holds
their
many
laughter
stories.
cutting through the still air like dull blades. Oko, Bulma shouted. We saw your canoe deep in the bend last night. Hunting ghosts again? Oko's grin returned. Better than ghosts. Come, both of you, see what I caught. They followed him behind the hut, their shadows stretching long and lean under the reluctant Sunday. When he lifted the cover, silence fell. Bulma's jaw slackened. Spirits save us! Tari muttered a prayer, stepping back. A river woman, with child. Oko puffed his chest. The river's blessing, mine alone. Bulma's eyes gleamed, sharp and dangerous. Blessing, you say? Blessings shared are blessings safe. Surely you don't plan to keep this for yourself? Oko's smile curdled. I cast the net. I pulled her out. She's mine by strength. Tari folded his arms. Strength dies fast when words spread. The elders won't like a man caging a pregnant spirit. The river punishes greed, they say. Oko's knuckles whitened around the bamboo. You dare threaten me? Bulma's grin was cold. Not a threat, a truth. Share her or share your ruin. Nia listened from inside. Breath caught in her throat. The words rolled like thunder through the walls. She could almost hear the river stilling itself, waiting. Finally, Oko hissed through clenched teeth. Fine. When I sell her, you get your share. But speak a word and I'll curse your tongues black. Bulmer laughed softly. Then keep her safe, brother. The river's gift is ours now. As they walked away, their laughter trailed into the distance, but it sounded brittle, forced. Nia stepped out from the doorway, her face pale, voice trembling. Even your friends, Oko. Greed will rot all three of you. Enough, he snapped. This is my moment, Nia. Stay silent and you live well. Speak again and you bring curses. He stormed inside, the door slamming like judgment. Nia stood still for a long time, the wind tugging at her wrapper. Behind the hut, the mermaid cried softly, a sound no human throat could make half sob, half song. Nia turned, unable to bear it. She ran to the clay pot, filled a calabash, and knelt beside the cage. The mermaid's breath was shallow, her voice faint. The river remembers, she murmured. Nia poured the water over her tail, and faint silver light rippled through the scales. Drink, Nia whispered. The mermaid's eyes fluttered open. You are kind, woman of the land. What is your name? Nia, she said softly. And I, the spirit breathed, am Laura, daughter of the river. Her hand brushed the bamboo, weak but warm. You must not linger, Nia. The water watches. It does not forgive delay. Before Nia could reply, Oko's voice split the air behind her. I told you to leave her. She turned, trembling. She's dying, Oko. She needs water. Then let her die, he barked. Her death will still fill my hands with gold. Nia stepped forward, eyes blazing despite her fear. Gold cannot fill a cursed grave. He struck the cage with his knife hilt, the sound echoing like a thunder. One more word and I'll... But before he finished, a gust of cold wind swept through the yard. The river roared, though its surface was still. For an instant, Oko's knife gleamed blue, the color of the spirit flame. He froze, breath caught in his throat. The flame flickered out, but the warning lingered. That night, Riverbend fell into silence. Even the frogs refused to sing. A mist crawled from the river, coiling around the huts, seeping under doors. Pots rattled. Water rippled, though no wind blew. Inside, Oko drank from his calabash until his laughter turned slurred, then mean. The river owes me, he muttered to no one. Nia lay awake, staring at the roof beams. The air had grown too heavy to breathe. She could hear it, the faint hum beneath the earth, as if the river's pulse had moved inside her walls. Outside, in the cage, Laura began to hum too, a soft, unearthly tune, rising and falling in waves that made the air vibrate. It wasn't song, it was summons. Nia understood. The river had marked the hour. She rose silently, took the lamp in her trembling hand, and whispered toward the cage. Tomorrow night, before the moon climbs, I will bring you home. The flame flickered blue again, confirmation. From somewhere deep beneath the sand, the river murmured back, low and solemn. So be it. The next night came wearing silence. No crickets, no frogs, no wind, only the heavy hum of waiting. The river's scent drifted through the air like a warning, damp and metallic, carrying the breath of unseen watchers. Inside the hut, the lamp burned low. Oko slept on his mat, half drunk, his hand still clutching the knife, as if greed itself demanded guard duty. Nia sat upright, eyes fixed on the bamboo cage beyond the doorway. Lura was barely breathing. Her tail had lost its shimmer, cracked like clay in the Sunday. The faint rise of her stomach moved in uneven rhythms, the unborn child struggling against time. Nia stood, heart pounding in her throat, and stepped outside. The sky above was a bruise of cloud, hiding the moon's face. The air pressed down, hot and still. When she lifted the palm leaves, Lura's eyes fluttered open. "The river," the mermaid whispered, voice thin as thread. "It sings to me. Do you hear it?" Nia listened, and she did. A low tone, deep as a heartbeat, thrummed beneath the earth. The sound crawled up through her feet, through her bones, into her skull. Words hid inside it. "Time is closing. The door will open only once." "What door?" Nia whispered. "The gate of the current," Lura said, voice trembling. "When the moon rises full tomorrow, the river's womb will open. If I do not return then, my child will die, and your land will forget rain." Nia felt the blood drain from her face. The river's law, life for life, delay for drought, a curse that punishes all. "Then I will take you myself," she said, her voice shaking but sure. Lura's eyes filled with tears. "You would risk your soul for a spirit." "I would risk it for mercy," Nia answered. Before the mermaid could speak again, the door crashed open behind her. Oko's voice, ragged and loud. "Still here? Still defying me?" He stepped into the lamplight, knife glinting, eyes red as coals. Nia rose slowly, turning to face him. "She will die, Oko. The river calls her." He laughed a harsh, drunken sound. "The river owes me. You all owe me. I am the one who dared to take what others fear." Nia stepped forward, her voice low measured. "And when the river dares to take back what you stole, what will you say then?" His face twisted. He raised the knife but froze. The lamp flame flared blue, stretching tall as a finger. Oko stumbled back, eyes wide. "What? What is that?" Nia whispered. "The river watches." The flame bent toward her, as if bowing. In that moment, she felt something move through her, the pulse of the current, the breath of every drop she had ever drunk. "Listen to me, Oko," she said, her voice suddenly steady. "If she dies in your cage, we die with her. The earth will harden, the fish will vanish, the air will turn against you. Let her go before the moon's door closes." He sneered. "You speak like an elder now? Foolish woman! Do you think I fear bedtime stories?" He lowered the knife and spat on the ground. "Stay away from her. One more act of pity, and I'll send you to your mother's grave myself." He turned, slamming the door, muttering curses. Nia trembled. The blue flame flickered once, then went out. Only darkness remained. But in the silence, she heard it again, the river's voice, this time clearer, feminine, ancient. "You have chosen. The vow will be tested." She knelt beside the cage. me what to do, she whispered. Lura's eyes shimmered faintly. Before the moon climbs, bring me to the water. Pour none upon me until we reach it. If even one drop spills on the path, the river will not open. Nia nodded. I understand. The mermaid's tail twitched weakly, the sound like wet silk tearing. You will need strength. The river helps those who walk alone. I am not alone, Nia said softly. You carry the river inside you. The mist thickened around them, glowing faintly silver. Somewhere within it, shapes moved, faces of women, children, and fish drifting like echoes. The ancestors of the water tribe, one voice whispered close to her ear. To save life, you must face loss. She bowed her head. Then let the river take what it must. When she looked up again, the mist was gone. The air was warm. The night had begun to breathe again. Inside the hut, Oko snored. The sound of a beast too proud to sense the knife of fate poised above him. Nia rose, went to the window, and watched the river glow faintly under the clouded moon. Each pulse of light matched her heartbeat. She pressed her palm to her chest, whispering the vow aloud so the spirits could hear. I, Nia of River Bend, break the law of men to keep the law of the water. Before tomorrow's moon is full, I will return what was stolen. If I fail, let the river take me too. The air shifted. The frogs began to sing again. The vow had been sealed. She turned to the sleeping form of her husband, his hand clutching the knife like a child clutching a toy. Sleep, Oko, she whispered. Dream of gold while I steal back your soul. Outside unseen, the river rippled once. A silver fish leapt, then vanished. The trial had begun. The moon was already rising. The night crept in slow, deliberate breaths, like the world was holding its lungs still, waiting for judgment. Oko had left, as he always did, to meet his phantom trader and boast of gold that had never existed. His footsteps faded down the sandy path toward the village square, swallowed by distance and pride. When the last echo died, Nia moved. She lit no lamp. She needed no light. The moon had already risen, swollen and perfect, bleeding silver across the ground. Its glow turned the river into a living road, beckoning her forward. Behind the hut, the bamboo cage sat quiet. Inside, Lura barely stirred. Her eyes fluttered open as Nia approached. It is time, Nia whispered. The river calls, the mermaid murmured. Her voice was thinner now, almost part of the wind. Nia had already prepared the wheelbarrow, lined it with folded cloth and a single mat. Once it had carried fish to market. Tonight it would carry salvation. She untied the ropes. Her fingers trembled, her breath shallow. The last knot slipped loose, and for a moment, just a moment, the world went silent. Then the mermaid's tail twitched, catching moonlight like liquid silver. When Nia lifted her, the weight was staggering. The upper body felt light, fragile as a child's, but the tail was heavy as truth. Her muscles screamed. Hold on to me, she whispered. Lura's hands clung to her shoulders. The air burns, she gasped. Then let the river hurry us, Nia said. lowering her carefully into the wheelbarrow. She covered her with cloth to hide the glimmer. The path ahead waited, narrow and pale under the moon. Every sound seemed louder than life itself. The wheel creaking, sand shifting, frogs holding their breath. Halfway through the village, Nia froze. From somewhere behind came a noise, a footstep, or the imagination of fear. She turned, nothing but shadow. She pushed forward. The wind began to move differently, cool against her skin. The smell of water thickened. Each step felt heavier, as if unseen hands were pressing against her back, testing her resolve. She whispered a plea. "River mothers, open your eyes. I return what was never mine." A current of cold air swept past, almost gentle, and the wheel rode easier. When they reached the last cluster of huts, Nia stopped. Beyond lay the clearing, then the river itself, silver and vast, breathing like a sleeping giant. Laura stirred. "We are close," she whispered. "I can feel her." The moon hung above them, perfectly round, its reflection rippling across the black surface. The hum of the river deepened, vibrating through the earth, through bone. Nia knelt. "You're home now." With trembling arms, she lifted the mermaid again. The moment Laura's tail touched the water, light burst from the surface. Not fire, but living brilliance, ribbons of silver weaving through the current like veins of lightning. The water rose, lifting Laura from Nia's arms. For a heartbeat, she floated there, half in this world, half in the next. Then came the sound, a child's cry, sharp and new, carried on wind and wave alike. Nia gasped. "Your baby?" Laura's face shone with tears. "Yes, born in the water, as it should be." The river began to swirl around her, pulling her gently toward its heart. "You have saved 2 lives, Nia of Riverbend," Laura said. "And for this, the river will remember you." Nia's tears fell freely. "Go before anyone comes." Laura smiled. 7 nights from now, when the moon is full again, come to this bank. The river will speak your reward. Before Nia could answer, the current embraced her completely. The glow sank beneath the surface. Silence followed. Then shouts. Oko. He burst through the trees, face twisted, eyes wild. "Where is she? What have you done?" Nia turned slowly. Her wrapper was soaked, her hands shook, but her eyes held no fear. "I returned her to where she belonged." He staggered toward the river, shouting, "Come back! You're mine!" The water rippled softly, indifferent. Then from somewhere deep came that cry again, the baby's wail, carried by the wind. Oko froze. His mouth moved, but no sound followed. The glow on the water flickered once, then vanished. The river went still. "You fool," he hissed, turning to her. "You've destroyed us." "No," she said quietly. "You destroyed yourself the moment you called a soul your property." The river's breeze stirred. A wave rose from nowhere and crashed against his chest, not enough to knock him down, but enough to leave him drenched in shimmering light. He gasped. His eyes burned. For an instant, he saw faces beneath the surface, countless eyes staring back. Judgment, patient and cold. He stumbled backward. The light vanished. The moon dimmed. Nia whispered, The river has taken note." Then she turned, leaving him at the bank, alone with the silence he'd earned. Behind her, Oko fell to his knees. The water mirrored him perfectly, then slowly erased his reflection. Dawn broke red as a wound. The sun crawled up the horizon like an angry eye, spilling blood-colored light over Riverbend village. The wind was still, the air heavy. The birds refused to sing. Even the river eternal, talkative, restless, lay silent, its surface flat as hammered iron. Oko stood at the bank, eyes hollow from sleeplessness. His nets hung limp beside him, untouched. He cast one into the water and waited. When he drew it back, it was empty. Again, empty, again, until rage began to chew his breath. He screamed, "Ungrateful spirit! The river owes me!" The echo came back twisted, whispering, "No man owns the river." He dropped the net and staggered home, soaked in defeat. By midday, Boma and Tari arrived, sweat slick on their brows, smiles sharp as knives. "Oko," Boma said, "we came for our share." Oko's face twitched. "There is no share. She's gone." Terry laughed bitterly. "Gone? You expect us to believe that? You think we're fools?" She returned to the water. Oko snapped. "My wife, she betrayed me. Freed her." Boma's voice dropped to a hiss. "Then you've doomed us all. You should have killed her." Oko glared, knife trembling in his hand. "Watch your mouth, Boma." But they only sneered. "You promised us gold. You gave us a curse instead." That night, the three men drank palm wine until the stars blurred. They cursed the river, spat into its direction, mocked its silence. "The river has no eyes," Tari slurred. "Only fools fear what they can't see." Yet, as he spoke, a wind rose from nowhere cold, smelling of salt and rot. The lamp between them flickered blue, then went out. They froze. A faint hum spread through the air, the same tone that had haunted Nia's night. Boma grabbed his cup again, forcing laughter. "Just wind, eh?" But when he turned to look at Oko, he saw something strange in his friend's eyes, a dim film, like water glazing over glass. "Oko," Tari whispered, "your eyes." Oko blinked, frowning. "What?" Then he saw nothing. The world dissolved into grey. He clawed at his face, screaming, "I can't see! My eyes!" Boma stumbled back, tripping over his own panic. But when he met Tari's gaze, he saw his own reflection fading in the man's pupils. Both went blind before they reached the door. By morning, all three men wandered Riverbend like ghosts, stumbling, begging, wailing to the sky. The villagers watched in fearful silence. The elders whispered, "The river has judged them." Meanwhile, far from their cries, Nia walked again to the riverbank. It had been 7 nights since she freed Lura. The moon was full again, pure and silver, painting the world in holy light. She carried nothing but a small clay lamp and her courage. When she reached the edge, the air trembled. The river glowed faintly, the same shimmer she had seen the night of the birth. The surface began to swirl, forming a spiral of light. From it rose Lura, radiant, alive, her hair floating like liquid shadow. In her arms, she cradled a child wrapped in waterlight. Nia fell to her knees. You live.